In the last episode, we already learned about how to edit an existing door tag and customize it for your needs. But in today's episode, we are going to learn about how to create a new door tag from scratch. So let's get started. To create a new door tag, let's go and start a new family. A door tag is an annotation element, which is why the templates for creating door tag is located in the annotations folder. We must begin creating a family using a correct family template file. Now, if you do not have a door tag template, you may also use a generic tag template and convert that into a door tag. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you how to do just that. For now, we'll start with doortag.rft. When you open a family template file, you will get these two reference planes. The intersection of these two reference planes define the insertion point of your family. In this family editor, you have two types of text, label and text. Text is a static text, which means if you would like to create a heading or notes, for example, if you write something here, this is always going to be the same word. So right now I've written door here. When I load it into my project, it's also going to be shown as door. Label, on the other hand, is a dynamic text. When I click here, it asks for the parameter that I would like to report. For example, I want to report a type name. Now this type name, when I load it into my project, it's going to display the value of the actual type name of that door. Let's try that. I'm going to create a new project, create a wall, and add a door to it. Let's save this family, call it door tag, and load it into our project. Let's go to annotate and use tag by category. The text which we used as door still remains as door. It does not change. The label that we used as type name is now displaying the type name of this particular door, which is 1810 by 2110 millimeters. So this is the main difference between a text and a label. Now let's say I want to create a door tag that not only contains type mark, but also width and height of the door. But now all of these three, type mark, width, and height, they all are parameters that I would like to report. I will use label, not text. Let's go and put a label here. The first parameter that I want to report is type mark. The sample value could be D1. Now this is just a sample value. The actual value, as we saw earlier, is going to come from the door that is in the project. I'm using D1 so that I know how much space is going to occupy. Let's change the size of this label to 2.5 millimeters. I'm going to change the text size to 2.5 millimeters. You can also change the fonts or bold, make it bold, italic, underline, change the color of it. I'm going to change the background to transparent so that it doesn't block the model geometry that we have in our project. Now to create additional label, you may use label again and place another parameter here. You may also copy the existing one and go into edit label and change the parameter that you would like to use. But instead, I'm going to use a third method, which is editing the existing label and adding width parameter to it. But I want this to be in the another line, so I'm going to create a break line here. Next, I want to use height parameter, also with a break line. So now I have the type mark, the width of the door, and the height of the door. You can keep these sample values as they are, or you can make your own sample values. This is just to understand how much space this label is going to occupy, so you can create your borders accordingly. Let's put this somewhere in the middle of this insertion point. Now, let's use lines to create the border. Let's say I'm going to start from here, maybe around 5 millimeters this side and about 12 millimeters in this direction. I'm going to mirror this and trim up all my corners. Let's create lines that divide these labels. I'm going to make sure that they are 4 millimeters wide. So each row I would like to make it 4 millimeters wide. Okay, looks all good. I'm going to make sure these lines are also 5, 5. So all right, everything looks symmetrical and nice. I'm going to save it and load it back into our project. I already loaded it once before, so it's asking me if I would like to overwrite it. Yes. Now you can see that we have actual values of the type mark, width, and height. Let's go to the door and go into edit type to see the type properties. This is the height, 2110, it's reporting. This is 1810 width, it's reporting. And the type mark, which is 44 now, I'm going to change this to D1. If I change the type of the door, for example, from 1810 to 1510, you will see that the values automatically change. You can also directly change values from here. For example, I change it to D2. It's saying that you're trying to change a type parameter. Are you sure you want to do this? We say, yes, we are sure. So if I now go to the door and check its type mark, it's already D2. So this is basically a process of how to create a custom door tag. You can be creative and use lines and text or labels as per your project needs and create your own custom design of the door tag. Now the process of creating any type of tag remains the same. When you want to create a new tag, you must go and find the right family template. Under annotations, you will find quite a lot of templates that you can use. For example, a door tag, a window tag, a room tag, electrical device tag. But there could be some categories which you already do not have a tag for. For example, I want to create a tag for my wall, but I don't have a wall tag. In such cases, I can go into generic tag.rft. I have a little note here. Whenever you see a note in your family template, always must read it. It says, use family categories and parameters to set the tag's category. Let's first do that. Let's go to family category and parameters and set this category to wall tags. Insertion point is at the intersection of reference plane and delete this node before using. Now you can create your labels or lines to represent your wall tag. Let's say I want to add a type name. I'm going to save this as wall tag and load it into my project. You can see now that I have a tag that represents the type name of this particular wall. When I select this tag, the category of this tag is wall tag. So even when I began my tag using the generic tag template, I can always convert a generic tag template by going into the family category and parameters and convert the category to the tag that I would like to create for. For example, if I want to create a pipe tag, I can go here and say I want to create a pipe tag. And this generic tag will be converted to a pipe tag. In the next episode, we are going to talk about how to place furniture in your project file using the components tool. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe, stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next.